What about mocktails? Let's talk about that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Marcy Hopkins is here to shed some light on this. Those non-alcoholic cocktails, Allison, do you partake at all?
Well, I think that it's great that there's all these high-end restaurants now that have a mocktail menu. And I recently tried one because, we are trying to cut down on alcohol consumption because there's been recent studies that show a link to cancer. So I was like, oh, this will be great, mocktails. And I really liked it. I think I might start a meal with a mocktail instead of a cocktail now. But then, Marcy, I was reading this new science, this new
Yeah.
research that shows that it could be a trigger for some people.
Well, if you have stopped drinking,
Mhm.
for instance, I'm almost 10 years sober, and it is recommended that you're not drinking these alcohol alternatives because you feel like you are drinking alcohol. So it may trigger you to want to drink the actual real thing. So that's what that's more about. But Gen Zers, millennials, I mean, they are really health conscious right now, and it's on the rise. 25% of Gen Zers are drinking alcohol right now, a huge reduction. So they are recognizing the importance of mental health and our overall health. It's become really important for them.
I understand that the doctor who decided to undertake this study realized she didn't know how to counsel her patients who maybe were dealing with addiction issues.
Yeah.
Is it advisable to maybe try non-alcoholic drink, these mocktails, as a way to sort of get started? She said there was no science out there to provide an
Yeah.
answer. Yeah.
So again, a mocktail, if you're drinking something that doesn't have these alcohol alternatives that taste like alcohol, a mocktail is fine. That's not a problem at all. Uh, if you don't really have a problem and you're just health conscious, you're wanting to reduce the amount of alcohol, because the reality is alcohol is not good for us. So if you're just wanting to reduce the amount of alcohol, then try the non-alcoholic wine or the non-alcoholic beer. And they do taste a lot like the real thing. A lot of people don't even know the Heineken Zero is like huge right now. People are loving it. And I tell you, I for me, when it comes to alcohol, it just leads to stress. It leads to depression. And the younger people are recognizing that it's more about community and having experiences. And all of us have really learned that through COVID. So I think it's just important to realize that we have these alternatives, and it's great whether you've decided to stop drinking or you're just trying to get healthy.
What trends have you seen in the market? What more options have you seen for non-alcoholic drinks?
Well, I'll say all the huge alcohol brands are jumping on this because they're recognizing they've got to start providing these non-alcohol options or they're going to fail, because again, these Gen Zers, they are shaping the market right now. And so there are so many options, which is fantastic. And the mixologists, the bartenders out there are getting excited because they're getting creative. So it is
And so,
fantastic.
Marcy,
Yeah,
but I mean, Marcy, as somebody who is sober, and as you say, you've been sober for 10 years, what do you drink when you go to a restaurant? Do you try a mocktail?
I do try a mocktail and they're delicious. They're great. Like if you're wanting to feel part of, because a lot of times you feel like you can't be a part of something. And it's great now with the mocktails, nobody's questioning you. You're getting the fruity drink, you're getting the pretty drink, and you are part of the social situation. You're not feeling like you're being judged, you're excluded, and it's a great way to feel part of.
Are there certain ones though, like non-alcoholic beer? Would you avoid that, or are there certain non-alcoholic drinks that you yourself personally feel like this is not something I want to taste because it reminds me of the real thing?
For me, listen, I drank a lot of Chardonnay. So maybe I wouldn't go with the Chardonnay. I wouldn't mind having a beer, but the reality is I don't care enough to have them, but I do enjoy a mocktail, the alternative of the mocktail. I don't need the alternative to the actual taste of the alcohol.
Obviously, you've done a lot of work to get where you are today,
Yes.
and admirable 10 years sober.
Thank
so
you.
we
Thank you
always
so
enjoy
much.
talking with you about that, and getting rid of the stigma about talking about these issues.
That is
people have.
huge.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we are talking about it now, because you stay sick if we're not talking about this subject. And every family is touched in some way.